Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on what part of the world you're in. My name is Helen Bella Basilone, as you all know, and here is another episode of Afternoon Tea with Helen. I have my tea here, as I always do, in my beautiful English teacup, and I'm loving it. Today is mint tea I'm going to have, and we're going to be speaking today with Toni Solando Thorn, who is also drinking some tea. So, Toni, tell us about you. Who are you? And tell us about the tea in that beautiful cup.
Well, good afternoon or good morning, everyone. My name is Toni Solando Thorn, and I am originally from Buffalo, New York area,
Hey.
Jamestown, actually. And I moved to Florida about 5 years ago. And I'm a mom of 3 great kids. My youngest is graduating from high school this year.
Yay.
I am a Gigi to the most beautiful granddaughter in the world. And I am a self-proclaimed Real Housewife of South Florida. So I spent my life working for other people, and now I've decided that it's time for me to do some things for myself. So I am working on a few projects for me that benefit me, and I hope they help other people too.
So, first of all, show me that beautiful cup that you have there, mug or whatever it is. That's gorgeous.
With
beautiful.
the butterfly.
Absolutely.
And on the back it says, "Dream as though you'll live forever."
Love it. Love it. Okay. So, you've been working all of your life, and now you decided to be a housewife at home. So, what made you decide to go from a corporate world into your own world? What made you decide to do that?
Well, it was not my decision. I actually got laid off from my position with a university, and I just decided that, you know, even if it's not permanent, right now I'm just not ready to pursue working for someone else. I've never been a stay-at-home wife or mom. I've always worked, and I spent my life with my big list of when I have time, I'm going to do XYZ. And every year at the beginning of the year, I make my list of things I want to accomplish throughout the year, and I never have time to do it. But since I've been home, between being laid off and now that we're on lockdown, self-quarantine, I'm finding time to complete projects. I'm learning some different skills. I'm learning how to paint. I'm studying Italian. I'm doing some things with my daughter online, doing recipes. So I'm really enjoying the time that I have. I'm working out, doing some health related things, spending more time with my dog, and of course with my husband, because I'm not traveling as much.
Exactly, because you used to travel with your corporate job, yes?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell me, you're learning Italian, you're learning to paint, you're learning all of things, and I understand you've also got a blog that you do as well. So you're writing and being creative that way. So what inspired you to do a blog?
Well, I enjoy writing, and I've always kept journals, and sometimes, you know, on social media, you start a post that seems like you just want to get a point across, and it ends up being several paragraphs long. And I thought, and people responded positively to that. And so I thought, well, if people are really interested in things that I have to say, maybe I'll try a blog and see how it works out. And I did. It's called Unfiltered. 5 Foot Fury is my pen name. My husband gave me that. It's 5 Foot Fury Unfiltered, and it's just a lot of different thoughts that I have. Sometimes it's a rant about things that are going on in the world or things that just drive me crazy. Sometimes it's helpful information for other people, and sometimes it's just a heartfelt ode to kindness. You know, that is something I believe in so much, and I really want to make sure that people understand that we need to have a kinder world.
And also, a lot of people, when they do blogs, I know when I started my blog years and years and years ago, one of the things that you can do with a blog, which might be one of the things you can add to your list, is you can put all of your blogs into a book and make it an ebook, you know, inspirational, all that sort of stuff. And it's quite easy to do that. So maybe that's something else you can put in your little book to do. You know?
That is going on my list. Thank you for that.
That's okay. That's what we're here for, you know. So having all of these things, going from the corporate world, being in busy, and you work for a busy university and you were doing all these different things, and you had to travel a lot with your company, busy all the time, and you were involved in a lot of charity work and a lot of other stuff as well. How are you able to motivate yourself? I know you have these projects, okay, but everybody has projects. But when it's self-motivated and you're at home, safe home by yourself while your husband is doing his essential work, how do you motivate yourself to do all of these projects?
That is a great question. And the simple answer is I keep my date book going. Just like if I was traveling or working or had meetings scheduled, I put the things I need to do in my date book. So it might even just say today's laundry day, just so I know that, because I am a list maker. So if I have the list, if it's in my book, I want to be able to cross it off. So anything that I want to do, my workout routine, or, you know, meetings like this that I have, or Zoom meetings that I have with friends just to connect, or with family, they go in my date book. And every day I look at my date book when I get up and I say, oop, I have to do this, and this. I have all day to do it. I don't have to keep it on any kind of specific schedule for most of the things, but I do know I have to be accountable to myself, because I want to get things done. I want to see that crossed off item on my book.
So what's your long term? Because you're not always going to be safe at home. You're going to be moving out into society where we are all going to be doing that. So how are you going to change your routine up and still get all your projects done?
Well, I think that it's still about using my book and keeping myself accountable. So, you know, as I'm going out and doing more things and interacting with more people, I'm working my Mary Kay business, because I also do that on, you know, a little bit. So I have my Mary Kay business that's been picking up, and everything's been virtual right now, but then I will be doing some face-to-face, some parties, some, you know, consultations outside of my home. And it's just about me saying, I have to get this done. This is my new day. This is my new job. Even though it's my own job, it's my own accountability. I'm my own boss, and I don't want to let my boss down.
And the words that you're using are really good, because a lot of people think the word housewife, and they have a connotation in their mind about what a housewife is. And depending on what generation you are will depend on your file that you have for a housewife. So I love the fact that you're saying that you're the boss, that you're accountable, and that you have a job to do, because being at home, and I'm sure a lot of people are noticing this, especially people that are not usually at home, they realize how much work there is at home to do.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I always find I've worked from home, you know, for the last 3 decades. But I always, like you, put things in my calendar, like the laundry, getting the cleaning lady, or doing the shopping, or getting shopping delivered, or whatever, because there is so much to do. If you make a list as a housewife, it's pages and pages long, you know, and your children are all grown up and left, but there are housewives at home with children in homeschooling right now.
Yes.
What sort of message would you give with your motivation and your way of doing things? What message could you give people that are housewives at home with children that have the idea, oh, I'm only a housewife?
Well, only is a terrible word. It's a dirty word. It's a 4-letter word, because there's so much involved in being even housewife, I say jokingly, but homemaker is what you are. And as a homemaker, that's probably the toughest job there is, because you are responsible for everything. the cleaning, the cooking, the laundry, getting the kids up to take to school or to do your homeschooling, making sure that you're, if you have a spouse or a partner, that they are, off to work or have their lunch packed, getting dinner ready, and all those things that you have to fit in, plus all the errands, the dry cleaning, the grocery shopping, all the things that you need to do. And people think that you just sit around all day, but you know that you're not. And sometimes I think when we do take a minute to sit down, we get that sound of guilt in our ear that says, you should be doing something else. But if we were at a job, we would get a break. So you
Exactly.
have to give yourself permission to work your household like a job. You're the boss. You're setting the schedule. You're setting your assigned tasks, and you get a lunch break. You get a break to sit down and watch a few minutes of TV or scroll through social media. You have to keep things, I guess, more like a job and less like a luxury. If I was independently wealthy, being a housewife would be a luxury because I would literally, sit by the pool all day, every day. But that's not really what it's like. And, you have to just make yourself do the things that you need to do, but also give yourself time to do the things you want to do, because you don't work 24 hours a day at a job. You can't work 24 hours a day at your home.
Agreed. And that's what I was going to say was, you've also got to give time for your own self-care. And whether that's sitting down reading a book or taking an Italian lesson or writing a blog or doing some painting, you have to do something for yourself as well. You can't just be all things to everyone else and not something for yourself. And I actually saw something that I actually posted this morning, which was, love yourself like you love others, because we tend to not love ourselves as much as we love other people. And I think when we love ourselves and take care of ourselves, then we can love and take care of other people so much better. Because when we're not happy in ourselves and not doing our own projects and not doing things like that, then it overflows into everything else. So that was a good thing. And I love that you said that. What would you say now is you turned a corner in your life this year in 2020. So what would you say that your values and your mission is for the foreseeable future that you have in your mind?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. So my mission has always been to generate kindness, to just help people see the more positive side of things. Right now there's so much negativity about staying at home. Do I wear a mask? Do I not wear a mask? This is a hoax. It's not a hoax. So many negative and contrasting opinions about everything. And, people are angry that they have to stay home. People are angry that businesses are closed. And I get it. That's people's livelihoods. You have to make money. You have to have income. But at the same time, look at it as a positive. Look at some positive things that have come out of this. The beaches are cleaner. The sea turtles are propagating. And, my brother lives in Los Angeles, and he sent me some photos of the LA skyline with no smog. It was the most incredible thing. So there's so many wonderful things happening. We all kind of took a pause. And I think that it would be so important for everybody to always look at situations with what good came out of this instead of how terrible it is. And maybe we continue to take that pause going forward, just every once in a while. Stop, take a break, stop running, stop having to be someplace and do something all the time. Take a pause and just let life happen around you for a little bit.
So with that in mind, and the kindness that you want to portray, and you mention in your blogs and things like that, how do you give back? You're already very busy. You're already involved in lots of different things, and you've got plans for your future. How do you give back, and what is it that you give back?
Well, I give back in several different ways. So I'm very involved in my church. I'm on the board of directors at my church. I'm a leader at my church. I'm also helped to develop a nonprofit called the Life Mastery Project. So I'm on the board of directors for that. And that is a charity that helps people who need to get back on their feet, need a fresh start, don't know where to turn, and we help get them resources. I sit on the board of directors for a youth charity called Hollywood's Diamonds in the Rough. So I do that kind of work. I volunteer a lot for a lot of different things. And really, I am a good sounding board for anybody that needs to talk, just needs a second opinion, or just needs to not get an opinion. Sometimes you just need to talk to someone and not get an answer, or a direction that you just want to say what you need to say and know that somebody heard you. So I have always worked with youth in my past. And so a lot of those young people that I worked with years ago are now adults and young adults, and they still turn to me for advice and for help. And I try to always give back and help in that way as well.
So a lot of the things that you do, you're on the boards of several charities, which we're going to put the links to those charities in the comment space so that you can find out more about Toni's charities. But also it's sounding like you do mentor people also. So if you're still talking to people, so you're giving back is like mentorship, getting involved in different things and making a difference moving forward, regardless of what the global issue is. You're doing something in your area for the people that you know.
Absolutely.
So Toni, I would say that the fact that you are at home, the fact that you are involved in such a lot of things, and the fact that you're giving back is an inspiration to a lot of people out there. And it helps motivate people, I think, when people share the different things that they do, because even one little word can help someone, and it can be something that you don't even know you're doing.
Right.
So if you were to give a nugget to some of the younger people coming up, and I know you've worked with youth, some of the younger people coming up, what's one thing that you would say to them, one little nugget that you wish that you had known earlier?
Oh, wow, there's so many, but I guess probably the most important one, and this really goes to young people, adults, everyone. You have to look at the greater good, the bigger picture. It is not about you. It is never just about you. Even personal things are not just about you. So take a look at the bigger, broader picture, do the right thing, and take that pause. It really does help.
That's excellent advice. Excellent. And I love doing these interviews because I ask that question of everyone, and it's really, if you listen to all of the shows, you're going to get all of these little nuggets from all of these wonderful people from all walks of lives, male and female. And I love hearing other people's nuggets as well. It comes across so good. So Toni, I would like to say thank you so much for your inspiration and your motivation today. And also the fact that you're involved in so many things. It's like, do you have enough hours in the day? I don't know how you did a job and all of this as well, you know? So it's probably best that you don't have a job to go to, because you've got all of this other jobs at home, you know? And also you got to take the dog for a walk too, because that's something else to be looked after. So thank you so much for being on the show, Afternoon Tea with Helen. I love doing the show. I love interviewing all of these people. You can see Toni's details at the bottom. She'll put in there the charities that she belongs to. And if you want to donate or get involved or do whatever, I'm sure that there's information there that will be imparted. Don't forget to comment on what you've heard. Also like us, subscribe to us, and be prepared for our next one, Afternoon Tea with Helen, coming soon. Thanks for joining us.